Hi, Brian. My name is Stewart Kwoh. I'm Executive Director of the Asian Pacific American Legal Center in Southern California. Our office is in Los Angeles, in the downtown area. I'm very pleased to be at CAHRO, and I've learned so much, and I'm very pleased to receive the State Leadership Award. It's very meaningful to me and to my organization. For almost 30 years, 27 years to be exact, we've been created to work to bring communities together, to serve communities, and also to fight against injustices like hate crimes, sweatshops, and other issues that really tear apart people's lives and tear apart our communities. We have seen that hate crimes against Asian Americans, like with the Vincent Chin case in the 1980s, all the way to today, including the Aledo case where Joseph was gunned down because he was a Filipino-American postal carrier. So we need to be able to work together to address hate crimes. Sometimes hate crimes, the numbers go up, sometimes they go down. But for some of our communities, it's a constant problem, and we have to stand in solidarity. So the Christian community needs to stand with Jews and Muslims when they are subject of hate crimes. When blacks are victimized, Asian Americans and Latinos and all others needs to stand in solidarity to say, no, we will not tolerate intolerance and violence against our brothers and sisters. So we are very pleased to be at CAHRO, and we hope to work together to ensure that all of our communities find and experience justice and equality.
In many of the landmark cases of the last couple of decades, you mentioned the Vincent Chin case out of Detroit, where a Chinese American was beaten by some auto workers, and then the Aledo case where Buford Furrow shot school children, as well as some of these slavery cases. What are some of the things that give you hope? What are some of the continuing repeating problems that you're seeing that's going on in the area of human relations, particularly as it relates to the Asian American community?
Well, we see great hope because people are coming together. For example, the Parent Organization Network is made up of 15 largely minority parent organizations that are coming together to find how parents can really influence the schools and their children to succeed in the public education process. So that gives me hope. When people stand together, when there are different issues, and I get calls to see how can they help us. I remember when Ishmael Aledo called the Jewish community and said, how can we support you in this moment of crisis? And of course, Joseph, his brother, had been killed, but Ishmael recognized that there were 5 Jewish youth who were shot and wounded on that same day. So that kind of solidarity, that kind of caring for others gives me a lot of hope. And that's what needs to continue. What doesn't give me hope is when, for example, this horrible tragedy happened in Arizona where Congressman Gifford was shot and almost mortally wounded. When our politicians just blame the shooter and don't use the opportunity to reflect on our society and how we can work together to reduce the hatred. In Arizona, the hatred against immigrants, the hatred against people who are the other. And so that doesn't give me hope because they missed the point. They missed the time for reflection to understand the depths of why there is a lack of civility and a lack of unified responses and a polarized response to our national crisis of unemployment and hatred.
One last question that's a little off base, but having not known anyone who's won a Genuis Award, how do they contact you? Just get a phone call? Do you get a letter? And what did it feel like to be have your work recognized with that
Well, I was very
award?
pleased to receive the MacArthur Fellowship Award in 1998. I was more pleased when Julie Su, now our litigation director, won the same fellowship in 2001. We are probably one of the only nonprofit agencies that has ever had 2 fellows. So that makes me proud and very pleased that Julie was able to get that award. But the MacArthur Foundation has a very secret process. I don't know who is on the board. I don't know who is on the selection committee. I thank them wherever they are, but we did get 300 or 400 letters, I know, when I received the award to congratulate me, and I appreciate that.
Do they give you a phone call? Do they send the FedEx?
Yes. So when the committee eventually decides, and I guess the board approves, there's a letter and a phone call, and it's very shocking because they said that. Well, they later said they had been following my work for several years, and so I was very pleased that they eventually gave me that award. And I believe there's about 20 to 25 people from around the United States who receive that award every year. There's not too many attorneys, so that gave me an extra surprise because it's really an innovation and creativity award more than anything else. And not to demean my fellow attorneys, but that's not usually known to be a strong suit. So I was very pleased, and hopefully we at the Asian Pacific American Legal Center have done the innovative and creative work to bring communities together to make a difference.
Stewart, thank you for the wonderful work you do at the center. And also let me say that actually I do know two geniuses now because I followed Julie's work for some time, and I know her and the wonderful work she did with combating slavery here in Southern California.
Thank you, Brian, and thank you for your consistent and innovative and excellent work to try to bring people together and to understand each other.
Thank you. Bless you.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Oh, pleasure's mine.
I hope that helped.
Oh, wonderful.
Stay in touch, Brian.
Absolutely. Thank you.